How are we going, folks? Welcome back to the Nightmare Cabin. We are doing an album review today, and it has finally arrived. The new album from Dark Angel, Extinction Level Event. I've got the CD as well, and well, what a journey this one's been on. It's there's been a lot of controversy online about this album and about the delivery of this album, but I don't know what went on. When you look at the credits for the album, it seems the guy that produced the album has also behind the record label that's released this. I don't know why someone like Nuclear Blast didn't snap the album up. I mean, the Dark Angel have been reformed for quite a while now, longer than you'd think, and they were getting like really big slots on festivals and so on and so forth. And you'd think labels were like be throwing money at them, but I don't know what's gone on. But it seems someone maybe bit off a little more than they could chew. But and there was quite a bit of delay in from the release of the album to people actually getting the album in the post. I'm part of a Dark Angel group, and there was a lot of people that some people were actually giving up and just asking for refunds in the end. But like I say, I don't know what went on, but all is well that ends well, and they've turned up. You've got the original album artwork, but you also had the alternative artwork. I did actually order one of each, so I can't remember what way round it was. But I thought, yeah, I'll get one in the alternative artwork, and I'll get one with the original artwork. And I've got two with the alternative artwork, but I'm beyond caring at this point. So, but they're nicely presented. Let's both come with a signed card by the whole band, which is cool. You get that in the CD as well, and yeah. This is the original artwork, so you still get the original artwork anyway. So it's not, it's not too sad. And then you get the full artwork there, and it's a red vinyl. And then I'll put that aside for now. But yeah, that's the original artwork you've seen all over the internet, but this is the alternative. And the alternative artwork, well, I say alternative artwork. The artwork is actually expanded upon on the CD. So there we go again. You get. Let's put that aside. You actually get some cool artwork there on the inside. That'd be a cool T-shirt. Again, you get a signed card in the CD. And then the alternative artwork, again, it's just on a card of the band photo and credits there. That's the same photo you get on the back. And then again in the CD, you fold out the booklet and you get the full artwork. And what you get in the CD as well is different artwork for each track, the lyrics. Which is yeah, so it seems like I like that sea of heads. You got that. So it looks like this has kind of become a bit of a DIY project, but I've got a pretty controversial take on this album, guys, and yeah, I actually like it. It seems to be getting when it first came out, like day of release, and I do think this is a bugbear of mine on internet music reviews, and it's something I do review new albums as they come out throughout the year, but I am in no rush to get it out on release day. A lot of YouTubers are signed up with record labels and PR companies, and they get like a 3-week advance, which I've done as well. I mean, I used to write for magazines and websites, and I'm still on some people's lists. And if an album that I am interested in comes up in an email, I will have a sneaky download. But it's if I can hear it in advance and I was going to review it anyway, then no one's being hurt there. But here's the thing: the reason I've delayed this review is because I make a point on my channel to show off physical media. This is a physical media channel. I like to show off what I've got. I like to show off for people that are looking at things. If you're thinking of buying it, you're seeing what you're getting. And it's not only that. I mean, again, a lot of these PR people that are hooked up with the PR companies, they're they're obliged to give good reviews no matter what. And that's another thing. I've been in that situation before where it's like, well, I'm being honest about an album, and it's like, yeah, well, we can't put that. So, not naming or shaming any companies. I know the people that run these companies. I'm not saying, let's not go into that. But where I started this channel, it was like, right, I'm doing my own thing, and everything I review, you see that I've paid for it. So I'm talking as a paying customer. I say what I like. Basically, that's the point I'm making. So, yeah. Let's get into it, shall we? Yeah, I actually really like this album. Guys, get over yourselves. Calm down. As soon as the album come out, it was like, this is the thing. Everyone has this like solid, set in stone verdict on an album when it's been out for 5 minutes. No one ever takes time to just fully digest and immerse themselves in an album, and everything's like a quick, everything's instant now. So, yeah, this was over the couple of weeks after the album was released, I was listening to, because when I pre-ordered this, on release day, they did deliver a download and basically just said, we've got some delays, bear with us, but here's the album. I will say the album sounds a lot better on the download than it does on YouTube. I haven't listened to it on any other stream. I'm not on Spotify or anything like that. Like I say, I'm all about physical media, and I listen to stuff on YouTube just for my own convenience because, yeah, it's just you don't even get CD players in cars now. It's ridiculous, and even on your phone, I used to download stuff or burn CDs onto an MP3 file, put it on a memory card. Even my phone now, you can't even put a memory card in it. It's getting ridiculous. So, yeah, I'm pretty much at the mercy of what goes up on YouTube. But I did listen to the album again today, just before this review. And I back and forth, yeah, the download does sound a lot better. Yeah, controversial then. So what... Yeah, this album was getting a kick in when it was getting... when it first came out. I've just had a look on Metal Archives as well and read some reviews again just to see what people are saying. And it's like, right... I kind of get what people are saying, but on the other side of that coin, it doesn't really bother me. The mix is a problem. Okay. I've never really been that bothered about production or mixes though, because, when you're listening to hardcore demos or I think the same, on one side I see people complaining about the mix. And yeah, it probably, say Andy Sneap produced it, it would probably sound sonically a lot clearer and has got a lot more oomph to it. But then on one hand, everyone complains about an Andy Sneap production, for example, or they talk about everything that comes out on Nuclear Blast just sounds very clinical and very polished, and there's no edge there's no edge to it. And then on the other hand, you see these people spending a fortune on some black metal 7-inch, and they'll say like that this band's, the demos are the only good stuff. They're the best things released by a certain band and things like that. So it's all kind of a bit. Once I got over the mix, once I got over the thing, and I just kept listening to the song, the songs grew on me, and that's basically what. There are great riffs on this album. The drums are obviously with Gene Hoglan. The drums are never going to be bad. Yeah, looking for the writing credits as well. Like 90% of this was written by Gene Hoglan. Gene Hoglan and his wife, Laura Christine. Sorry, what's her name? Let's quickly look her up. Was that right? Hold up. Laura Christine, yes. most of it is written by musically is written by Hoagland and Christine. And I remember hearing in an interview a few years ago that they were writing together, and I think they were looking to form a new project. Um, I don't know if this is stuff that they were working on anyway, or if they did separate what they were doing on their other projects and consciously writ a Dark Angel song. There's a song musically written by Jim Durkin, who is sadly no longer with us, an original member. He was, he was in the original lineup, but died. When did he die? It wasn't that long ago either. He died in 2023. But yeah, the opening track musically is written by him, and there's one track as well written by Eric Meyer and Gene Hoglan. That's the last track, and then the rest of it is written either by Hoglan or Hoglan and his wife. And lyrically, the whole album is Gene Hoglan, which has been the case with Dark Angel anyway, from Leave Scars onwards. So, yeah, look, I was a bit, taken aback to begin with, and I wasn't quite sure what I thought of the album. But for me, I would have liked, I mean, this is the thing, some of these albums, it's just like they can't live up to the pressure that they're going to be under. But on the other hand of that, Exalta, their comeback album was fantastic. Coroner's new album's doing really well. I'm trying to think of bands now. Morbid Saint, no one was expecting that. That was a sucker punch. What an album that was. So, yeah, but this is the first album the band have done in 34 years. What were you expecting? What could you expect? I was hoping for a continuation of Time Does Not Heal. I think all three, I mean, I know We Have Arrived to me as a demo. For me, the three main albums are Darkness Descends, Leave Scars, and Time Does Not Heal. I think you've got this. It's basically just a perfect trilogy. I think Darkness Descends is probably the better album in terms of capturing lightning in a bottle. Leave Scars is completely underrated because it takes the foundation of Darkness Descends and just builds upon it, and it is a thundering album. It's amazing, and I really like what they did with Time Does Not Heal. Again, that's an album that grew on me. I mean, it's very complex. It's very multi-layered. The songs are really long. Again, I know what everyone's problem with the album is, but that album rewarded repeated listens. I say all this in my Dark Angel retrospective. Check that out. I'll put a link to that in the description. I did a Dark Angel retrospective a few years ago, and I was hoping for a continuation of Time Does Not Heal, but then off the back of that, Time Does Not Heal isn't that popular with a lot of people for some reason. So maybe that weren't the how can you continue again? How can you continue something that has been a 34-year gap? What were they meant? Where was their mentality when they were looking at writing a new Dark Angel album? I don't know, but it seemed to me that they were enjoying playing live shows and they just wanted to play crushing new songs. With that being said, the album is 50 minutes long. You get 11 tracks. Let's see how long Time Does Not Heal. Is that longer than I thought it was? Yeah, it's about, that's an hour and 10 minutes. That's a good 20 minutes shorter than Time Does Not Heal. And maybe that's what people, But again, it's 34 years. It's pointless looking for continuation. This is the start of a new era. And so it's not what I was expecting. Wasn't what I wanted. Yes, there was problems with the mix. Oh well. This is how you enjoy stuff, people. Listen to it on its own terms. Just approach it as its own thing. And yeah, the more I listened to it, the more it grew on me, and it was just like, do you know what? None of these things are bothering me, So yeah, let's get into it. The Extinction Level Event and Circus Firing Squad, the first opening two songs. I saw Dark Angel earlier this year, and they actually played these two songs in the middle of the set. They started off with Time Does Not Heal, Never Rise Again. They played at some point. They did play two new songs. The album wasn't out yet, and then they played Darkness Descends in full. It was awesome. Yeah, so Extinction Level Event. It just comes out pummeling, and it's a standard crushing thrash metal song. Um, and I will say, yes, you know, and this is what I'm going to get to. Both of these songs sounded great live, and they sounded great along with these other songs. And I think what the band really need to do, where people keep talking about the mix of the album, I think they need to follow this up with a live album. And I think you'll find a lot of these songs, when played live, sound like will sound 10 times better, and I think you'll then like them. But don't let that get in the way. You know, sounds whatever. You know. So yeah, the title track. I mean, the title track, it opens with "We have arrived," and the opening line is "We have arrived while darkness descends," or something like that. Let's quickly look up the lyrics. But yeah, there's a lot of references to the past. Yeah, we have arrived at the coming of the end. Leave all around us, darkness descends. Leave the scars that time will not heal. Overlords and gods revealed. There you go. Yeah, it's a you know, it's got the good pummeling rhythm to it. But then we have circling firing squad. I really like the there's like, they do this quite throughout the album. They go this like harmonious vocals, like a chorus vocals during the chorus. I think it's a really good effect. It work. You know, they don't overdo it, but when they do use it, I think it's pretty good. Yeah, circle firing squad, another good one. Woke Up to Blood is another good one. It's catchy, and this is the thing. The more you listen to these songs, the riffs do start sticking in your head. You will start getting earworms, you know, and like, or drum patterns. And the more it, you know, again, probably the mix where it's all muffled and everything probably doesn't help with that. But give this repeated listens. Stuff does stick in your head, and these songs do come back and haunt you. Sea of Heads. I mean, I can't wait. I hope they played that one live. It's got this good groove to it, and it's just a catchy song. And Unleash the Sea of Dead Tonight. You know, that chorus where Ron sings. You know, it's really good. It's that one goes round in my head a lot. Atavistic is another really good one. It's got that builds up, and it's got this real cool groove to it. What's the other one? Scarface the Room. You know, so you got really good grooves in Sea of Hands, but then you got this galloping, shredding riff with Scarface the Room. I mean, I know Scarface. What's that? Scarface the Room. You know, it sticks with you. You know, then that goes a bit where I was talking about the. Where things were a bit more, the song structures were played with Time as Hill. You get that towards the end of the album, really, with songs like E Pluribus Nemo. Start that again. E Pluribus Nemo and the Terror Construct. There you get some odd timings, and the songs are a bit sort of doomier and take more time to build up. So you get a bit more of, it's not all just heads down thrash sort of thing. And then Extractic Tactics is a really good solid closer where Eric Meyer contributes to that one musically. And yeah, you know, they talk about Ron Reinhardt's vocals as well. It is a bit they're a bit raw and a bit jarring, but again, the more I listen to it, it didn't really, you know, I don't think Ron's vocals have either been, the people that are talking about his vocals are they were slagging off his vocals on the old albums. So it's like a lot of people, if you didn't like his vocals, they didn't like him anyway, you know. I've seen different YouTubers talk about that when they're reviewing the older albums, and I'm a fan of Ron. I've got Ron's other band, Oil. I've got the album and the live album, and the holy grail of mine is their EP. So I'm a fan of his anyway. And again, seeing him live earlier this year, he was phenomenal. He was, you know, everything was spot on. So yeah, I just think, don't let the mix put you off. Don't let the thing, you know, expectations. It's, you know, an album could be put under some unfair pressure. Listen to this album on its own terms. It does reward repeat listens. These are great songs, and yeah, listen to them live. I would say to the band, play loads of this live, and hopefully a live album will come out after this, and it'll blow all that away, or just bite the bullet and do a remix. I don't know, but yeah, it's not as bad as you think, guys. It's not as bad as you've been told. It's not as bad as you remember. It's a grower. I like this album. Give it a go. Dark Angel are too good to be putting out a bad album. It's got Gene Hoglan involved. Like, the guy doesn't... Think of all the albums he's involved in. He's like the main writer on this one. How bad can it be? So, yeah, that's my take. That's my controversial take. This controversial is actually like an album these days. So, yeah, I'm glad it's finally arrived. And, something in my mouth there. And, yeah, I'm enjoying it. And I'm still enjoying it today. So, I'm glad it's finally here. And after all the noise, I think time's going to be kind to this album. I think time will heal. Here you go. Right. Something in my mouth, sorry. Yeah, check out my retrospective if you haven't already seen it. And go on in, give me a kicking in the comments. There you go. I can take it. Right. See you later, folks.